Today we're making skillet cornbread for dinner. Start with half a cup of flour, then 1 cup of cornmeal, now a tablespoon of baking powder, now 1 cup of buttermilk, and half a cup of regular milk. Now you add 1 egg. And mix. You're probably supposed to whisk, actually. Now half a teaspoon of baking soda goes in the milk mixture with the egg. Now add these to the dry ingredients, but probably should mix this a little first though. Now we're adding the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and mix. Okay, now we're adding 1/4 a cup of shortening. Mix. And now it's time to go into a skillet. Now it has to cook on top of the stove for a minute, and then you put it in the oven. The timer just went off and it's time to put this in the oven. It goes in for 20 to 25 minutes.
So we spent some more time today in the garden planting finally. We had frost the last few nights, so we weren't able to get things put in right after we had got everything prepped. The joys of living in New York State. But we have planted thus far tomatoes, cauliflower, corn, peas, watermelon, pumpkins, carrots, cucumbers. We still plan to put in some onions and potatoes, and we have a little section in the corner with some raspberry and blackberry plants. So that is our garden. Even though I don't call myself a gardener, the kids have enjoyed doing it. They begged for one when they were younger, so we've tried our best. And some years we do quite well, and some years not so well. But this is what we have done so far at the old house on the corner. So today we are off to do some errands. The first thing we are going to do is hand in our homeschool reports for the end of the year. So all of the quarterly reports that we're required to hand in, and also our individual home instruction plans for next year are all done, so that not only do the kids get a break for a couple months, but I get a break from thinking about homeschooling as well. And then we're off for Megan to clean the pregnancy center. She volunteers and cleans the crisis pregnancy center in Pennsylvania. While we are in this quarantine, just she is doing it. Normally Shannon helps her, but because of coronavirus and Shannon's CF, we like to keep her home as much as possible. And then we're just going to run a couple errands, go pay our car bill for repairs we had done, and also stop and get a few things at the store. So it's our big day out during the stay-at-home phase.
So it is now the time of year to get rid of homeschool stuff. Brendan is done with 8th grade, and so we will be getting rid of all of 8th grade homeschool books. So there are 2 piles of what we have ready to go, and we have another couple piles that we also have. Here are 2 other piles of books. What I generally try to do is put them on eBay, and then we go from there. Hopefully they will sell. If not, then I just take them to our homeschool co-op and give away for free what we can't sell. And it just helps recoup some of what we've spent over the years on homeschooling material. Then we have Brendan's crate for next year over here, ready to go. So he's all set for 9th grade, and Megan has her stuff ready for 11th grade, and Shannon is now done. So we're completed one homeschool year, ready for the next one, which we won't start until August.
Today on Cooking with Megs, I'm making buttermilk biscuits to go with our dinner. So I'll videotape as I make them. I have all the ingredients out already. And first, I'm going to get flour. We're using bread flour. I think bread flour makes the biscuits taste a lot better, so it's up to you if you want to use regular or not. So I put 2 cups of flour in a mixing bowl. Then I put in a tablespoon of baking powder, 1/4 a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 a teaspoon of cream of tartar, and then 2 teaspoons of sugar. You probably don't have to put them in, but tastes better if you do. Now I'm just gonna mix all the dry ingredients a little. Next, I'm going to add 1 stick of melted butter. Next, I'm going to add 3/4 a cup of buttermilk. Shake it up a little bit before you pour. Now just mix it all together. And depending what it's like, the dough is like, sometimes I add a little more milk to the dough, but it just depends. Now it's just time to roll out onto a floured surface into biscuits. And then I just use my hands to kind of knead the dough a little into the flour. And I just use my hands kind of to roll it out instead of a rolling pin. And then you just can cut them out however thick you want your biscuits. Thicker is better, at least in my opinion. And now they're ready to go in the oven. They go in for about 10 minutes at 450. Okay, now they're done, and I like mine slightly underbaked. They just taste better. And now I'm just going to put on some melted butter on the tops, just because this makes them taste better too. So just brush it on. And that's it.